Love of my life, you are my friend. Hi, hello, my name is Masikana Mungura and welcome to Bookscape, the only book review show you'll ever need. Okay, before I even get into the liking and the subscribing part of this whole video, can I just tell you how special this book is to me? It's so special that look. Picture young girl at boarding school, 15 to 16 years old, studying for final exams, ICSEs, I think I was doing ICSEs, no, AS levels, I think it was English or something. And I decided, because I have a state where I get like really obsessed with things quickly, easily, so I decided that I was going to study that night. I'd stayed over the weekend to study, and I bought this book. And I was like, I'm not really into big books at that time. I was really into Meals and Brew. Anyway, so I was like, I'm just gonna read a page or two, and I'm studying for, let's say, like a subject that I wasn't into at that time. So I was like, I'm gonna read a page or two. Let me tell you, I stayed up the whole night. I read this book in a day, and from there I've repeated it, and it always, since then, it has felt like the first time. Summer by the Sea. Synopsis. Okay, Rosa, Latina, Alex Montgomery, rich guy. Rich, you know how rich people go to the sea at like certain times of the year to avoid the cold weather, those type of things. So Alex is definitely that person. And the first time they met was she had cut her hair, and her mother had just died, and she had decided that she's going to just cut her hair, and I think she got chased down by bees at some point. And Alex was a sickly child, and his mom would not let him out of her sight. So they developed a friendship with basically Rosa living the life that Alex had always dreamed that he would live. He was super protected by his mom, who was a closet alcoholic and a society woman, and Rosa was like from a poor family. Her father was a gardener who gardened for Alex's family at some point. So basically this book takes you through that. So the beginning chapter, right, is their childhood. The first time he flew a kite was with Rosa. The first time he went outside and they snuck out, it was with Rosa. The first time that he did his first kiss, well, it wasn't the first time he lost his virginity, but for her it was her first time. So everything was with Rosa. They decided to get together in her teenage years, and Alex breaks her heart and she damn near dies from it. She right after he broke up with her. But what we don't know is that the mother made Alex break up with her because her dad got in a car accident. Well, he got hit by a car while he was riding a bike, and he lost his hearing from it. And then she worked herself to exhaustion, trying to take care of her father, trying to work a normal job and all these things. And Alex went off to some fancy boarding school somewhere, and his mother made him break up with her. Now what the plot twist is that Alex decides, when his mother passes away, he decides to come back to the small town, the small beach town, you know. And Rosa by then is all grown up. She is she's the head of a restaurant. She took the pizzeria that she worked at, and she basically renovated it into something beautiful, and that's where everybody goes to propose. And her relationship life is not so well after Alex left her. So Alex comes back, and he makes it his sole mission to chase her down. Rosa actually ends up finding out that no, it was Alex's mother who was drunk. The reason she committed suicide, she was drunk and she hit her father, which made her go through the whole thing. And Alex, she actually gets to see how broken their family is, because they couldn't get together because he was this rich guy and she was just a simple small town girl, even though it's a beach town where tourists come every year, like the swamp, and then he can come in and go out every time in her life. But she manages to like she manages to actually see all his flaws. This book is so special to me because it makes me believe in love again. It makes me laugh. It's very funny, and the best part about this book, here's the best part, the author actually shares the recipes, right? So since Rose is big into cooking, right, her character actually shares family recipes within the book, like how to make a frittata, how to make good Italian pasta. So every chapter is began by a recipe that reminds her of her childhood. This book is very food, very love, very romance. I swear the author has to do tours because everything about it is just tours. It's so engaging. Like I was so young when I read this. I was what, maybe 15, 16, but I was so engaged that I didn't understand. I was just like, I'm gonna read this book. I stayed up the whole night. If you're still into the magic of courtship, then this is definitely the book for you, because courtship rules. There's like, Alex basically chases her down and gets beaten up by her all-time friends. If you're into nostalgia, this book is for you. If you're into seeing a relationship build from childhood to grown up, this book is for you. Like, they started together. Everything they did was together, and then here they are 32 years later. It's like, boom, let's get married now. We've taken this journey before. So I'm into all of that. That's why this is literally my favorite book. I've read it like every time I'm having a bad day and I'm feeling sad, I just come and read this book. Summer by the Sea by Susan Wiggs. I really think everybody who's into all that should really look into this book, because if you as a child you were into Mills and Boon books, it's literally a beach read. Like, Summer by the Sea is the book that you go to the beach with and you lay under the sun for those that tan. I don't need to tan, and you literally do nothing. Or Sunday, where you're like, I want to read something, but I want to read something I already know. This book is for you. Because it's falling apart, it just deserves a 5 out of 5. Even today, I still read it from the beginning and I'll still get sucked into the beauty of the story. It's timeless. Just like their relationship, it's just timeless. From the beginning, middle, end, you watch them grow up and you're like, this is so cute. And you're really rooting for them. Like, even though you know Rose is playing hard to get, you know she's gonna say yes at the end of the day. But just the whole courtship thing, just like, you know, stand-up points is when she was wearing like she was preparing for her friend's wedding, and basically she got out because it's a small town, so she was going to get like advice from the hairstylist who's next door. Think very small town, everybody knows each other and everything stands out like a sore thumb, and Alex is definitely standing out. Now he's playing on Rose's turf, and he stayed under the pretenses that he's gonna renovate his mother's house after she committed suicide. So she's walking from the dress fitting shop to the hairstylist to get advice, and Alex like, okay, well, she's checking him out first because she's like, oh, I love him in uniform, and turns around, boom, it's Alex, and he literally like chases her to the to the hairstylist, and every girl's like, oh, you know, say yes to him to take you out on a date, and he basically is just there. You know, the witty conversations, they have the steamy conversations, you know, like even at the grocery store, he even like gets a nephew, like he's like trying to see her more. So when her nephew comes by, he's like, yo, I've got a telescope that I can give you. Like, literally, it's seriously just that type of romance, that old school chase you down by the airport type of romance, that I'm going to catch you no matter what happens, and we're gonna live our life happily ever after, and we're gonna sing love of my life, and we're gonna be soulmates, and this is beautiful, and I am so into that, and I'm a hopeless romantic sometimes. To end this review, I'm actually going to read the synopsis because I've got a news to read anyway. So it goes, It's the beginning of another season in the seaside resort of Winslow, and Rosa Capuletti. I really have got to learn to pronounce the Capuletti. Is about to learn that in love as in life, there are second chances. With a little determination and a lot of charm, Rosa took a rundown pizzeria and turned it into an award-winning restaurant that has been voted best place to propose 3 years in a row. Fiercely protected by lifelong friends, in return she lavishes her guests with delectable delicacies, fine wine, and the best in Italian hospitality. But for all the romance that Rosa inspires, her own love life has been more feminine than feast since her affair with childhood soulmate Alexander Montgomery ended without explanation a decade ago. Then suddenly life takes an unexpected turn when he arrives back in town. Reminiscent of memorable Italian meal, reaching treats for senses and a satisfied sigh at the end, Wiggs' Summer by the Sea is an evocative tale of tragic childhood secrets from the past and a heartwarming friendship tested by time. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget that, wait, I said don't forget twice, and I'm about to say the third time, so I'm just gonna pause and keep reading, because education is freedom and knowledge is power. And this was your girl Masikana Mungura, Bookscape, the only book review show you'll ever need. Taurus, this one is for you, mommy. Believe in love again.